I really didn't have anyone in my family that was a mentor. You get off at 5 o'clock, you work till midnight. Just knowing that there could be a month without any income. And the goal of that was to be one of the premium agencies in the Midwest. Stormfront Productions, we're a full-service online media agency. So what full service means is we do everything from custom web design, application development, IT support, marketing, hosting, etc. So when a client comes to us, they typically need more than one service. So we're able to package those together, and whether they're technical or non-technical, they could come to us for consultations, and we can kind of present a solution that's going to best fit the business. We'll really service, pretty much any industry, but in the past we've typically focused on healthcare, law. We do a lot of work for the government, and then also higher education as well. We've done quite a bit of work, and that's just kind of naturally fallen into that area. We do work all over the United States. We have a client in most major cities. We do a little bit of international work as well. Couple different ways. Primarily consulting. People come to us and they want to pay for our consultant services, so we just bill those out at an hourly rate. But we also do have recurring income from our hosting and our support contracts, which is nice too that we have, so we know we can rely on that every month. And that's really where our focus is too, is to grow in that sector. Once we develop a product or design a product and launch it for the client, they typically need support. So we try to get them roped into a data delivery, hosting, and support package. We're different from our competition in a lot of ways, but what really sets us apart is the fact that we're a lot larger than other local companies. We have 12 people on our support staff here, so a lot of the times when you go to a shop, they may have one or two people that are trying to do a variety of things, where with us, we can put potentially 3, 4, 5 people on the account. So you get someone who specializes in design, someone in development, someone in search engine optimization, maybe an IT person, whatever the project would call for. So we can have that level of specialization, which you don't often get with other companies that are small. I love most of it, but obviously, for the most part, the time involved is a lot, especially when you're first getting started. I didn't just jump into this overnight. I had a full-time job, so it was one of those things where you get off at 5 o'clock, you work till midnight, you work on the weekends to get your company to a level of where you can get the office and you can leave the full-time jobs. And obviously the risk, not having this, a set paycheck every week or every month, just knowing that there could be a month without any income. What are you going to do? You have to have solutions in place to be able to handle that. Working with a couple other companies in the past, I saw things that first of all, there were a lot of things that I liked about the companies, and there were things that I thought they did very well, but there were also things that I thought I could improve upon. And those were ideas that I wanted to take in my own agency and come up with something that I felt would be, the best process and the best way to do things for clients and customers. And the goal of that was to be one of the premium agencies in the Midwest. And that's not necessarily size-wise, but just overall quality of work, professionalism, and customer service. I had previous roles working with Nationwide Insurance and also at Purdue University. I was the first full-time employee for Discovery Park over there. And I was in charge of setting up the IT management development team. So I really learned a lot about team management skills and what types of things we would look for in a team, what types of environment would work well, what types of people work best together. So the previous experience was very beneficial. We've been blessed, over the last, it's been in business for 8 years now, to not have anything, too major where I lose sleep over at night. But obviously with any mistakes, we try to learn from those and grow to where we prevent them from happening a second time. As far as mentors, obviously there's a lot of people that I've listened to over the years, but I found a lot of research, just online, just forums, message boards, blogs, just asking questions, meeting other entrepreneurs online. So whether they're, on the same level or whether I think of them as a mentor, it's been, very beneficial to have those tools available to us. The nature of the job, isn't necessarily family friendly, but I try my best. The majority of days, I get to leave around 5:30, go home and spend time with the wife and daughter, which is good. So, but just the nature of the industry, unfortunately, it's 24/7. It's not banking hours. 100% definitely customer satisfaction. But we focus on customer satisfaction versus profits because we want to make sure to keep the customer happy. If the customer's happy, their business is going to come back to us with increased revenues, and they're also going to tell other businesses, or maybe they have parent businesses or spin-off businesses, and they're going to come back to us. If you focus on profit and you nickel and dime and things like that, the customer's not going to be happy, and it's probably going to be the end of the business relationship. And that's always a hard question because whenever I have a 5-year goal, it seems like we get there within the next couple of years. So I don't like to put a set number or hey, we're going to have X amount of employees, we're going to have this number of square footage. But I do foresee us having alternate locations, whether those are brick and mortar or whether those are more virtualized offices, in addition to ideally a bigger client list and more employees in those locations as well. I'd like to expand out a little bit. Well, be patient. It's one of those things that I wanted to get to hear on day one. I want to get to the next step today. It's very important not to get discouraged or frustrated if you have a bad month or if you have a bad project. There's always, for every bad project, I always tell myself that there's going to be a good project behind it. So just making sure that you do stay patient is very important in that process, especially when you're first getting started, because there's a lot of things that you'll learn about project management, even if you have an MBA in it. There's a lot of things in the real world that you'll just have to figure out and try out there.